Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. 6:01 a.m. on Friday, January the 17th, with the big blue mug of coffee. And today's video is about how we're being played as suckers by Justin Trudeau. But before I get to that, I'd like to thank you so much for watching yesterday's video. I was so surprised. Got up this morning, 40,000 people watched my video from yesterday on my tiny little less than 4,000 subscriber channel. And if you haven't seen it, it's unlike any other political commentary on the internet. It's called 12 Traitors Sat with Trudeau Yesterday. Danielle Smith was not one of them. Over 1,000 comments as well. Some of you saying that Premier Scott Moe of Saskatchewan's not a traitor. Well, you're wrong, because he is. And I'm going to prove it to you. He's being used. And it was all planned this way. And he should know better. He should be standing arm in arm with Danielle Smith. We need solidarity from the West out here. She's the only one who's sticking up for our country right now. So what am I going to do? Am I going to talk about Mark Carney declaring to be the leader of the Liberal Party? No. Boring. Who wants to hear a Liberal lie to us? A Davos Liberal at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through how all of this has been planned out, and it's playing out exactly the way Justin Trudeau and his team want it to play out. I've got 17 points here. I'm going to refer to my screen because I don't want to miss any of them. I'm not going to go on and on with this video. I don't want it to be 25 minutes long. But we're going to start with Monday, a few weeks back, where Trudeau walks out and he semi-resigns and puts in place a leadership campaign and prorogues government, which is coming back on March 24th, leader to be picked on March 9th. And then he'll deny it, but he handpicks Mark Carney as his successor. Now, Carney's team denies that he's getting any help from Justin Trudeau, but they're lying. Trudeau, he doesn't even know Carney, despite the fact he's been trying to recruit him as the leader of his party for ages, or to get involved with Liberal politics. Then what do they do? Well, they clear the field of potential candidates for the leadership. And I'm talking about the big names here. Your LeBlancs, your Jolies, your Anons. You know, you got to keep a couple of people in there. Arya and Bayliss to make it respectable, to make it look like the fix isn't in. We'll get to Chrystia Freeland in just a moment. Then what he does is he disappears. And he's gone. He disappears. We've got one of the biggest crises in the history of this country, possible threats from Donald Trump in the United States of America, and he disappears. But he comes out just in time to hold a last-minute meeting to address Donald Trump and threats of tariffs. Last minute, 4 days before the inauguration of Donald Trump. Don't you think it should have been a little bit earlier? Don't you think he should have been working on this months ago when Donald Trump announced it was going to happen? But no, he didn't do that. So then what he does is he gets all of these suckers, these traitors, these 12 people in the room with him. Danielle Smith's on vacation. She's on a screen. She's the only one who stands up to him. So now what does he do? He isolates the one person who stands up to him, and that's Danielle Smith, with the willing help of our premiers and your new lapdog Carney, his new lapdog, Mark Carney. So what did I say yesterday in my video that was so prescient? Check it out. Instead of giving Trudeau more rope to hang himself, they threw the guy a lifeline. He's out there talking about how he's sticking up for Canada. Oh, yeah. How's he going to use that against Pierre Poilievre? The Liberal Party sticks up for Canada against Donald Trump. Look at those conservative leaders like Danielle Smith and hint, hint, Pierre Poilievre. So when the media and everybody else yesterday was just attacking Danielle Smith, I said they're going to link it to Pierre Poilievre. And mere hours after I said that yesterday on my video, here's Justin Trudeau.
And on top of that, I think it's very clear that right now, Pierre Poilievre, who wants to be Prime Minister for all Canadians, has a choice to make. Either he stands up to fight for all Canadians alongside all premiers and the federal government that are doing that, or he chooses to stand with Danielle Smith, Kevin O'Leary, and ultimately Donald Trump.
So now put into place the next part of the plan. Right on cue, Mark Carney stands up and says he's running for the Liberal leadership. And then he does what everybody else is supposed to do, just like he was told by Justin Trudeau, follow the script. Attack Pierre Poilievre and Danielle Smith.
Let me tell you one other thing. In these times, sending Pierre Poilievre to negotiate with Donald Trump is the worst possible idea. I can think of one other politician I might not have sent. It just came to me in the last 24 hours.
So far, everything is going exactly as Trudeau has planned. He's orchestrated all of it, and he's got willing fools to follow him. Those aforementioned traitors I talked about it. Useful idiots, if you want to put it that way. But there's still one thing in the way. One person in the way. And they haven't cleared the field of Chrystia Freeland yet. What's going to happen with Chrystia? We keep hearing she's going to declare her candidacy for the Liberal leadership. But folks, call me a skeptic, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think they've already got her in their back pocket. They're going to pay her off in a big way. Now, she may still declare she's a candidate, but I don't think she'll put in a very good showing. She's already coming out against the carbon tax she's been in favor of for years. She voted for it every time and every raise in the carbon tax. She wants you to forgive her for having the carbon tax and, take the teeth out of Pierre Poilievre's bite for a carbon tax election. You're never going to get all the money back that you paid into the damn thing. But I think they got Chrystia Freeland. Now, looking ahead, what happens? Well, Carney is named the new leader of the Liberal Party on March the 9th. Prorogation ends on the 24th. This man is now the prime minister of the country, for God's sake. So what does he have to do? He has to call an election or reopen Parliament, which triggers a throne speech, which triggers a confidence motion in the government. Do you support the government? And along comes Jagmeet Singh, who says his party's not going to vote in favor of the government. They're going to vote non-confidence. They got Juggy already. He's going to declare he has complete confidence in Mark Carney to lead the government. They've made a deal to spend more of your money, folks. It's coming, trust me. Oh, by the way, just to remind you, we need 37 days to run an election campaign in Canada. And Sunday will be 37 days before March 25th when Jagmeet Singh gets his $2.3 million pension paid for by you. So now we have Mark Carney as our unelected prime minister, and 1 week after the end of prorogation, he suspends the carbon tax. In fact, we hear all along he doesn't even know it exists. Why would somebody inflict a carbon tax on the poor people of Canada? Who is Mark Carney? Well, he likes carbon taxes, and he thinks they're too low.
Now, so far, carbon prices have been applied sparingly. They've been set far too low, in the single digits on average globally, well short of the estimated $80 to $100 a ton needed by the end of this decade to keep us on track to net zero.
Make no mistake, Mark Carney is a control freak, and he wants complete control over your life. Let me read you something here. To reach net zero, every country, every company, every bank, every investor, every pension fund around the world will need to make some big changes. So what does that mean to you? It means total control of everything. That includes everything in your life. Oh, but there's more.
You demanded action, and now it's time for the financial sector to deliver. To reach net zero, every country, every company, every bank, every investor, every pension fund around the world will need to make some big changes. In the run-up to COP26 in Glasgow, we have an enormous opportunity to bring climate change into the heart of every financial decision. And our plan will manage the risks from climate change while helping to seize the opportunities from a newer, greener economy.
Make no mistake, we're being played as suckers and fools in this one, folks, and it's playing out exactly the way Justin Trudeau wants it to play out. Very soon, carbon tax Carney is not going to work for Pierre Poilievre, who wants a carbon tax election. The Liberals need you to forget about it. I suggest you don't. But there's one thing that we have in our favor in this situation when it comes to Mark Carney, is that everything he stands for is on record, and a lot of it is not in your favor. Most of it is not in your favor. The other day, Trudeau 2.0 was trending on X, talking about Mark Carney. I'd like to make Mark Carney Michael Ignatieff 2.0. He was the great hope for the Liberals a number of years ago, and he got his hat handed to him by Stephen Harper. Now, are there enough gullible people in this country to vote for this, to forget everything the Liberal Party has done to them? Never underestimate the stupidity of the electorate. Thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.